Next slide. Okay, go through some announcements. This is Mike's Corner for those of you that are kind of new. When Cindy and I kind of did the group here, she gave me the first 15, 20 minutes, depends on the meeting, to kind of rant and rave, kind of like Andy Rooney used to do. But I don't whine. So this is kind of something we put together to give you a little information on what's going on with our group in the local areas and just in general before our speakers come up. Some announcements in the beginning. We're guest speakers for tonight's meeting. David Watts, candidate, Texas Land Commissioner. Kimberly Fish and Darrell Primo, candidates for the Precinct 2 Gregg County race, County Commissioner, and Tim Vaughn. He's running unopposed, but he's running for the Republican chairman for Gregg County. Those will be your 4 speakers. They're all going to be timed, and we have Monty with the cards over here. So when you see the 1 and the 5, he's the man. Okay? Next one. Okay, on the outside. Our group is information. We want to give out information. We want to kind of give you a chance to get empowered to do something. It's one thing to send emails, jump up and down. Our group says we're going to be the focal point. We're going to give you opportunities to do something about it. Candidates have contacted us and said, can anyone in your group help? There are sign-up sheets out on the foyer tables for signing up to help candidates. There's some candidate information. It may be candidates that are here tonight. It may be I think Matt Schaefer was example 1 from over in the Tyler area. He called and asked and see if we would put some information out or if anyone's interested in helping his campaign. So those are out on the tables out there. Browse by the tables. If you'd like to sign up, it could be block walking, phone calls, general help with the campaign. If you don't get involved, you're going to get the result you deserve. That's what it comes down to. So please consider being involved in someone's campaign. Pick the person you want to support and support that person. We can help. We just pass along your name to the candidate. We don't do anything. We don't get involved in that. But we're here just to facilitate the process. Please consider being involved. And again, you get the government that you deserve. And I don't think Texas quite deserves what we got in Washington, but that's what we've got. Next. We have several Ronald Reagan books for sale from Cindy Schwartz's private collection. It is an extensive collection, by the way. But she has some books. She wants to kind of share the wealth with the Reagan books. Any money we receive from these books, which make great gifts and all that, donates right back into the group. She has more books than she could ever read. So she says it's time to share them with the group. There's also voting information on the March primaries located out in the foyer, candidate information on tables, and everyone likes free. These are free bumper stickers out there on the table. If you will give it a good home on one of your vehicles or something, please take one. A couple generous people in our group paid for these. Did I say these are free? All right, if you like free, raise your hand. All right, if you like free, give me both hands. There you go. Okay, these are free. Go ahead and put you on. They're nice and yellow. They stick out. So they're available out there to get our message out. People don't understand the Tea Party. It gets our message out. Okay, next. There's your sticker. That's what it looks like. Imagine that on the back of your car. Okay? Next. All right, what we've been doing, we're trying to do a Hispanic Outreach program. It's in the process. We're trying to reach out to Hispanics because they're very good conservative people. They've been kind of brainwashed by the liberals into, stuff that's not true. The only way that you're going to really turn these folks to the truth is to actually go talk to them, reach out to them. That's what we're trying to do this year. They're a very big growing group in Texas. They're going to be a majority in about another 20 years if it takes that long. And we need to make sure that they understand what we stand for as far as conservatives, especially Tea Party. So we're making a big effort to do that. If you have any contacts in the Hispanic community through your church, businesses or something, please talk to Cindy about it. We'll see if we can get this program and kind of work it in. If you'd like to help on it, if you're bilingual especially, very, very big need for that. So if you can help. If we don't get information to the Hispanic community, they're being brainwashed by the liberals. They turn Texas blue or gray or purple, whatever that color is. They turn it away from Republicans. There will never be another conservative national leader elected again. You take those electoral votes from Texas and put them in the Democrat column, it's over. lights out. That's how important Texas is. We are the linchpin for the country. So, if you can help, it's a big effort. Please help. Okay? Next. Road signs. Okay? Flip to the next picture. This is what our road signs look like. Next one. There you go. 4 foot by 8 foot. You might see these around town. We had them out on the roads, and we've been losing our homes for them. They're homeless right now. We've got 2 out, but we have 4 that are looking for homes. We put them on land. We just sit there. We maintain them. They're nice looking, and we just want to get our message out. People drive around and see it. If you have information on a place that we could put it in a nice, heavily traveled road that's in a decent part of town, we're not interested in putting them somewhere where they're going to get vandalized in a week and torn down. That defeats our purpose. We don't have money to fix them, you know, and put new ones up. If you have a place to put them, looking for Gilmer Road somewhere, you know, from the Loop up to Spring Hill area, it's very heavily traveled. The telephone poles are only 3 feet away from the road, so the signs don't have to be way back. If you have information, please come talk to Cindy or I. We'd like to put these signs out. Again, it's information. We've got to be out in front of the people. Next. We had Rafael Cruz here in December, almost. That's when we had the ice storm in Dallas. They shut Dallas down. They shut the airport down. They shut everything. Well, they shut Rafael down, too. He couldn't come. So Cindy was able to reschedule, which is no small feat. That woman can move mountains when she's on the phone. She's amazing. So we have Rafael Cruz coming here Saturday, March 8th, 11 a.m. to 1, in this church right here. He's a dynamic speaker. Go ahead and next one. Again, he toured with Jim Demint of Heritage on to fund the Obamacare town tour. He's got an amazing story. He's a very, very dynamic preacher. He's got an incredible, aurora and a speaking thing about him. So it's well worth it to come in, enjoy it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. This guy is just phenomenal, and he's the mold maker for Ted Cruz. If Ted Cruz does anything for you, if it starts to crank your tractor, this is the guy that made the tractor, okay? He's a great opportunity to hear it for his story. From Cuba, a refugee, political refugee, started with nothing. It's a great story. So please see if you can come on that Saturday. Next. All right, when you walked in the door, unless you snuck by me, you got 3 things. You got a piece of paper, white paper. If we ran out, I'm sorry. This tells you about our March and April meeting. I'm not going to cover them. We're going to have Pastor Dan Cummins. He does the breakfast or Washington, the man of prayer, the Washington prayer every year. Very, very high, powerful guy. Very interesting. And then April 7th is a meeting talking about the conventions of the states. You want to change things in the Constitution, this is how you can push it through. You guys are going to come talk to us about that. Those are the 2 meeting topics for the next 2 months. Now, you also got a colored piece of paper. It does not matter what color it is. It's just what came in the package that we got from this vocal group. The group in town is Vocal, Voice of Conservatives and Liberty. They're a local political action committee. They can endorse candidates. They went through a vetting process. They selected candidates in the Texas-wide races that they said, these are the candidates we feel most strongly should be in those positions. And we're not going to go through each position. It has U.S. Senator. You can take this into the voting booth with you. Okay? Go ahead and flip to the next slide, please. This is a powerful tool. This is extremely powerful. If you have a gun, this is the bullets for your weapon. You can take this into the voting booth. If you trust this vocal group, I trust them. I think they're good. They vetted the process. They did the Consumer Reports testing. The people on this list are the reddest dots that they could come up with for each race. If you trust Consumer Reports, here it is. If you don't know who to vote for Judge Court Criminal Appeals Place 4, I don't even know where that is. I have a name that I trust from someone that says this is the best choice. Now, if you have your other choice, that's fine. But if you don't know, this is what you can do. You got 3 sheets coming in. The colors, again, don't matter. It just catches your eye. You put it on the refrigerator, it doesn't blend in with the white sheets of paper. You can make copies of these and hand them out to people who would be just as happy as you are to say, yeah, geez, thanks for this. I don't know. If you trust us enough to hand it out to you, and again, this is not the We the People recommendations. We don't have anything to do with this. They asked us to hand it out. We're just passing it along. This is for your consideration. You can take this into the voting booth with you. They cannot deny you this piece of paper in the voting booth. As you scroll down through the little electronic thing or even the paper, it will follow this left column, then the right column. If a race is uncontested, there's just one person running in it, it normally wasn't listed on here, so it's not necessary. These are all contested races. There's nothing local here. Those folks didn't want to get into local races. They're just looking for Texas statewide. If you signed up in an email for We the People, since we handed these out as paper, we will also send them out to our group as an email. They told me this prints out in Excel. So you open it up, you hit print, and it prints out, looks just like this. Okay? You can take that and you can forward it to people in Texas that you know. If you trust this and you want to share the information, you want to share the wealth, send it on. You can make copies for your church friends, you can make it for your work people, you can make it for your neighbors, your family, people that don't know. Do not go into the voting booth and do what Mike Schwartz used to do. I don't know Judge Court of Criminal Appeals Place 9. I have no idea what that does. I got a vote, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mommy said to pick you. I'm ashamed to say I did that. I did it. That's terrible. I got the government that I deserved. Maybe not with this piece of paper. Don't just carry an empty gun. This is your ammo. This is your 223 shells. Use it. You're going to get, if you are signed up, if you want a copy of this, sign up on our email. We'll send this out to you. For your consideration, we're not recommending these people. This is for this local group, this local PAC group. But if you trust them, it's a very powerful thing, because it doesn't take many people that come out to a meeting like this to influence an election. And if these are the best people and you trust them, it is a big thing. This is what, helping to get information out is what our group purpose is. This is why I'm sitting here waving this paper in the air. So remember, color doesn't matter. It looks just as good on a white piece of paper, but I think color's cool. I'm a color guy. So there you have it. You got 3 copies, so you can keep one, you can Xerox one, you can hand one to someone who desperately wants it. Make some copies, invest $10 at Kinko's or place that pack and mail. Make you the copies and hand them out. If you don't want the government that you used to deserve, put $10, hand them out. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I think I beat that down enough. Like my wife says, you darn engineers, man, you just beat things to death. There's some handouts on the table. It's the Vocal handout they gave us. Okay, we talked about these folks before. If you want to know who Vocal is, why should I trust them? Who is Vocal? There's the handouts here. Okay, the president of Vocal is Kelly. Where's Kelly? Kelly, where you at? There he is. See this hand waving us? Stand up, Kelly. This is the man who is chairman and president of Vocal. If you want to ask questions about Vocal, there's the man right there. You didn't think I was going to do that, did you? All right. So, you make copies. These are legal. Take them into the voting booth with you. Share them. They'll be on email contact. Everybody has email contacts. Make sure that people do it. Okay. Continuing on. Okay. Now we're getting into the Mike's Corner stuff that I really kind of think is cool. This is stuff that comes in on me for the newspaper, internet, sources on the news. This is kind of stuff. California last year, being Democrat governor, Democrat Congress, everything's Democrat. They just shove through whatever they want. They run the state. They said transgender kids are being discriminated against. We're going to pass a law that says from kindergarten to 12th grade, you determine which gender you are. If you're a boy thinking you're a girl, you tell me you're a girl, bingo, you get to go in the girls' showers. You get to play on the girls' sports teams. You get to use the girls' bathrooms. First grade, second grade, all the way up to senior year in high school. Boys shower with the girls. Girls can shower with the boys. You just tell me you're transgender and you're cool. Well, of course, the conservatives kind of flipped out on that, saying this, you know, we can take care of these folks, but you're crazy to do this. So, you know, I went to 2 daughters in junior high. I know what it's like in 7th and 8th grade. It's you know, they don't need boys in the shower with them. I guarantee you that. Okay, plus all the other stuff. This law went into effect January 1st. The Democrats, this is what the law is. The conservatives collected enough signatures that are being validated right now by, what is it, February 24th. If they validate the signatures, which was like 650,000, they'll put it on the ballot in November to say, this is stupid. We are going to repeal this law, period. So if the signatures are verified, they will hold off on the law until the November election. And just pray that they get some sense out there in those people. The only thing I want to tell you this, I'm going to update you this. We'll update this through November. This is what happens when you give power to liberals. You give them complete power, that is what you get. And if you're happy with that, then God help you. Amen to that. Okay, you can help those transgender kids. You can help them. You know, that's fine. You can make some accommodations. You don't have to do this. But this is what they do. And if you're not out here, you get the government. They get the government they deserve out there. And this is what it is. Okay. Gun Barrel City. This came in the internet. Gun Barrel City, I don't have to get the whole thing. This is just a part of it. It had a page thing. Gun Barrel City basically said, we as the city council, I'm going to read this to you, resolved by the city council of the city of Gun Barrel, in order to provide for, protect the safety, security, and general welfare of the city and its inhabitants, the city supports every head of the household residing in the city limits to maintain a firearm. Any liberals in here, that means a gun. Those little bullet things. Together with ammunition, which means you can use it as opposed to just a paperweight. It'll shoot. You got a gun and ammunition. Basically saying if we support the fact that you can have a gun and ammo. Gun Barrel City. They rock. So, there was a question, would Longview support something like that? It's an interesting question. Okay, just wanted to say that this is what's going on around the country here. It didn't say you have to have one. It says we support your right and desire to have one. This ain't California. This ain't Gun Barrel City, California. I can guarantee you that. Okay, next one. We'll take care of it. Well, if there's an NRA guy who wants to do that, come talk to me and we'll help push it. This was in the newspaper in Longview News Journal. I don't know. It was on one of the pages. I looked at that and I went, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who he's trying to portray. It says impeach me. I kind of got an idea, but I don't know. It didn't really say. I didn't really want to know. I just thought this was the funniest thing. It's a guy on the road in Hallsville holding up the sign. And I thought, you know, thank God for Hallsville. You know, you just got to love stuff like this. That made my day. All right, next one. Hypocrisy shines through. This is the liberal hypocrisy with Chris Christie. Big friend of all the libs up there. Okay, big friend of the news media, the big mass news media. Okay, they have a lane closing. Anyone doesn't know what happened in New Jersey with the lanes and the traffic and all that? Okay, it's pretty well, I mean, you know about it because the news media devoted 17 times more coverage to that Bridgegate thing with Christie in the first day or two than they did for 6 months in the IRS targeting with Gestapo tactics Tea Party groups. It was more important about closing a few lanes of traffic than it was using the IRS to beat down the Tea Party. They gave 2 minutes and 8 seconds to the IRS targeting Tea Party groups in 6 months. And they gave 17 times that coverage to Chris Christie and his issue, because he's a Republican, conservative, in a day or two. This tells you, if you ever wonder if the major news media, the hypocrites, there it is. Where it is. I mean, I think IRS targeting Tea Party groups is a pretty big thing. Worth more than 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Now, if Ted Cruz was the guy, he was targeting groups from MoveOn.org. Do you think the news media would give him 2 minutes and 8 seconds worth of coverage in 6 months? Yeah, if you do, then I can hear your brains rattle when you shake your head because you got two little BBs. If you really think that, that's not the way it is. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying that you're just not aware. So, okay, next. Who in Congress is rich? This came out. Basically said, Center for Responsive Politics published results of the Senate and the House up in Washington. Who's got bucks and who doesn't? Okay? Well, you think they're all rich up there. Well, in Texas here, Michael McCall is worth $143 million. He's got something to do with internet and companies like that through his wife or something. So he's got bucks, kind of like John Kerry. John Cornyn's worth about $700,000, according to what he says. Now, his wife may be loaded, I don't know, but that's what they're reporting. Ted Cruz says he's worth about $3.1 million. Most House and Senate members came in between $21 million and $5.5 million. Personally, I don't care how rich they are, as long as they do common sense conservative decisions. They make good decisions. I don't care if they're poor or rich, I don't care anything. Then there's Louis, our Louis Gohmert. Louis Gohmert was reported to have a net worth of a minus 162.5. If you say Louis is in it for the money, Louis is in it for the power, Louis is in it for the prestige, and he's in it for the money because he's a crook like the rest of them, show me. He's a pretty dumb crook, okay, for 162,000 negative. The man is sacrificing because it's a principle he believes in. If you don't support that kind of stuff, it's over. So, just to let you know, next time you see Louis, thank him. Thank you, Louis. You're sacrificing for us. For my children, you're sacrificing. Okay, next. National debt. Here's what you and I owe on the national debt. This is my big thing. I love beating on this because it's so logical, so rational. $17 trillion. Nobody knows what $1 trillion is. It's just a thing you don't know. About Kobe Bryant makes $3.5 million a year playing basketball. He's the highest paid basketball player, over $30 million a year. He would have to play basketball 32,837 years to reach $1 trillion. Then he's got to play 16 more years of times that to pay off the national debt. And he makes $30 million a year. That's how big the number is. 1 trillion seconds. 1 trillion seconds ago, not 17, just one. It puts you 29,000 years before the birth of Christ. How many seconds are there in a day, a week, a year? That's how big that number is. And nobody, they say trillion, it just goes over your head. Nobody really understands. That's how big it is. When the major lamestream media calls the Tea Party people crazy, when they say this debt ceiling, you're nuts, you're crazy, you're just killing the country, tell me that's good. Tell me you want more of that. Tell me you want to take us back to the beginning of the universe in a number of seconds to pay off that debt. And you got to pay it. It ain't going away. That's how bad it is. That's why we're here. That's my big thing. Okay, next. The budget. They just passed a big old budget, $1.1 trillion. There's that trillion word again. Okay. Nobody understands the trillion. The House passed it. This is the money to spend for the budget for the year. $3 million a word for the budget. Every word costs $3 million. There's $700 million a page in that bill. If it was 1 page or 2 pages, I'd say, cool, we're doing okay. It is almost 1,600 pages. Each page costs us $700 million. It's simple math. This is what these people are spending. And they go, we don't have enough. We need more. We just don't have enough. My gosh, I'm giving you $3 million a word. If I got paid $3 million a word for what I'm talking up here, here I come. You know, Maui, right, Cindy? Maui. We're in Tahiti because we can afford more than that. So the Constitution only has 4,500 words. That's it. That's it. The Declaration of Independence has 1,500 words. That's what made our country. That's all. It wasn't 18,000 pages long. It didn't cost $20 billion a word. You know, as far as words go, I have no words to explain that. Hey, words escape me. Now, it's not all downer, okay? So, I'm going to bring it back up. Okay, next one. Next one. Okay, way to go, Longview. Longview's got a ranking of 7. Number 7 out of 179 small metro areas. This is a great thing for Longview. This shows how vibrant our region is. It shows how well we're managed around here. Longview is second among 13 Texas metro areas that made the list. 13 in Texas, we were number 2. The study was done by the Milken Institute. The main driver was economic job growth, something that Obama does not understand. Job growth, Barry, makes this list, okay? Obamacare doesn't. It didn't make the list because we love Obamacare. The only other Texas city that ranked higher was Midland. Those people out there are gone nuts with the oil and gas. Now, word has it, I can't confirm it, word has it, it's a rumor, that Obama's taking credit for the great job that Longview did and all that because, hey, Longview didn't do that. You know, they couldn't have done that. I did that. That's just a rumor. I don't know. Can't say for sure. Next one. Okay, Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day in the State of the Union address this year fell almost on the same day. They were real close. One event was centered around a meaningless ritual in which we looked to an insignificant creature of little intelligence for guidance and a prediction of America's future. The other one involves the groundhog. After the national debt and everything else, I figured you need a little joke. I'm just asking, it's only funny when it's true. You don't laugh at stuff that ain't funny. I know, okay. Okay, global warming update real quick. I got to go, because I'm getting kneecapped here. Funny twist of irony, 52 global warming or climate change people were on a Russian ship trapped in Antarctic ice before Christmas. They just got rescued. They went to Antarctic to study and confirm the breakup and the melting of the Antarctic ice cap. It's melting, global warming. We're going to go study it. They were sucked and trapped in the ice. How ironic is that? 3 ships, 3 icebreakers tried to reach them. They couldn't. The ice was too thick. Apparently, no one told them that ice freezes. Even the ocean freezes in the Antarctic in the winter because it's cold. It is not warm. So, anyway, where's the media coverage of these people? Their global warming went down there. They got frozen in the ice for like, what, month and a half? Where's the reporting on this? Global warming, people get frozen in ice. Pretty ironic. Next. New Obama TV program. A&E is now canceling the Duck Dynasty program. They're going to have a new reality show about Obama's White House and what it does in there. They're going to call the new show Duck Responsibility. No more Duck Dynasty, Duck Responsibility. Now I know how Jay Leno feels. I didn't write that joke, I just put it up there. Okay? The show promises to win all possible TV real-life drama awards because it's pretty well real-life drama. Okay, next. Thank you for your support. Cindy and I and our board of directors say thank you for all you've done. And we don't say this enough. You know, you come out, you help us with our projects, you help us with our floats, stuff on 4th of July, Alley Fest, the balloon race, and things like that. We really appreciate it. We like your time and talents when you volunteer to help candidates. All this stuff really makes a difference in our group. We just want to say thank you for that. If you can afford to give us some donations in the box to help us cover our costs that we have through the year, that'd be great too. But we want your time and talents. The boxes are out there on the left, also for the church because they let us use this facility. So we just want to say thank you for everything you do for us. It's a wonderful thing. We're here because you support us. Time and talents and your attendance. Okay, next. First guest speaker tonight. Cindy's right, David Watts. Okay, well, all right. Mr. Watts, the candidate for Texas Land Commissioner. If you looked at the sheet of paper, I just happened to put down that Vocal did endorse Mr. Watts for Land Commissioner on their selected candidates. So please welcome David Watts.